There are a lot of people, I'm not going to name them, let this be their own business, that pre-January 6th were cheering, saying, yes, yes, people should go down, and saying that people should engage in certain behaviors. Then January 6th happened. Some people actually cheered on what happened that day on social media, saying, why are people mad about this? You even had leftists. The Gravel Institute cheered for January 6th. Not that they advocated for it. Months go by, a year goes by, and you may notice that some of these personalities became hardcore DeSantis supporters and absolutely anti-Trump. I think there's a very obvious reason why. They were crying and shaking and begging in hopes that if they turn on Trump, the DOJ, the state level prosecutors will overlook them and not criminally charge them. Now, I can't say who necessarily holds those views. I think many of the people who turned on Trump probably felt that way. I'm not going to say I can tell you definitively any of these individuals. I will, however, point out Jenna Ellis, who turned on Trump recently, has been advocating heavily for Ron DeSantis and is now facing criminal charges and is trying to raise money. The sad thing here is that ardent Trump supporters are not the biggest fans of Jenna Ellis now. And so she has no support. She's raised a few $1,000s for her legal defense. I think she deserves a legal defense. But by turning on Trump and trying to go into the DeSantis camp, you're looking at mustering up, 10% of the GOP?
Yeah. But does it matter at this point? Like, if you supported that from the beginning and then you last minute ditch effort to I'm going to support DeSantis in hopes that I'm not going to get in trouble. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter, right?
It's an ancient struggle session tactic to get someone to denounce their own views publicly before you serve before you take them to sentence. Socrates refused to do it. He spoke the truth until the moment he died. Some people, it is an old battle tactic, an authoritarian tactic to get the crowd, because then you can say, well, they admitted it, so
right.
She whatever.
They're charging them under RICO.
What does that mean exactly?
Criminal enterprise. Saying that it was a criminal organization that was conspiring to engage in illegal behaviors.
I think that is ridiculous. And I mean, the whole thing, in my opinion, is ridiculous. I don't think anybody that's charged Donald Trump is a Republican at all. The entire thing is Democrats, right?
Well, no, didn't they say Jack Smith? Is Jack Smith a Democrat?
I'm not.
They look. You had a Republican go on TV in Georgia and be like, Trump ruined the Republican Party.
Yeah,
you've got neo-party.
You've got tokens,
neocon and uniparty shills. I want to read for you Act 22 of the indictment. They say, on or about the third day of December 2020, Donald John Trump caused to be tweeted from the Twitter account @RealDonaldTrump, quote, Georgia hearings now on OANN. Amazing. This was an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Now, a lot of people have said there are a lot of provisions in here about tweeting, and one was insulting Mike Pence, calling him a wimp or something like that, and that these were illegal activities. No. These aren't illegal actions. They are arguing that Trump tweeting proves he was engaged in a conspiracy, that he was advancing his conspiracy by tweeting this.
That's so ridiculous. To attempt to defend yourself or use the legal means at your disposal to try to affect an outcome. The point was that these means were legal to try to say, hey, let's recount, to see if there was some kind of fraud. That's perfectly legal. The fact that they're trying to prosecute, I honestly think the fact that they're trying to prosecute people that were in any way in business with Trump or on Team Trump is essentially boils down to, and this might seem a little hyperbolic, but essentially boils down to the same reason that they just smoked the dude in Utah.